our Courageous Conversation, nobody's business. The large majority, 68% of HR professionals report having trouble finding people to fill full-time positions. That's according to the Society for Human Resource Management. Local HR staffers are working to stay ahead of that curve as the workforce experiences a demographic shift. Nija McDonald shows us how people who hire are changing their requirements.
Greg Burris of the United Way of the Ozarks says eliminating drug testing or hiring a convicted felon was more than likely not an option for some employers 10 or 15 years ago. But things have changed as there are now more jobs than quality people to fill those positions.
When supply exceeds demand versus demand exceeding supply, it changes everything.
Greg Burris of the United Way of the Ozarks says replacing baby boomers in the workplace will be a challenge.
Companies really need to be very intentional about this. They need to think about what's happening in their own organizations. They need to look at who's retiring over the next 5 years, what skills are being lost, and what skills they need to replace.
Which could mean considering a candidate an employer might not have considered in the past.
Employers are going to start looking at every able-bodied person. If you've had a felony on your record, depending on what type of felony that is and what type of job it is, it may be that they say, well, we'll overlook that and we're going to train you and we need somebody to work.
A national survey shows HR professionals say they've had difficulty recruiting suitable job candidates in the past year. That's according to the Society for Human Resource Management.
HR professionals here are a little better prepared for that, maybe a little more aware of the coming demographic change, and so that speaks well for our region.
Burris says it's important for companies to consider the things younger generations are asking for in an employer.
Skills development and training are going to be really at a premium because we're going to bring in people into the workforce who may need some training and some skills development, and I think those organizations that are willing to invest in their employees are going to be the winners.
Employee benefits consultant Tom Jensen says baby boomers are taking their knowledge with them when they retire, but Jensen sees this as an opportunity for growth within companies.
We actually have tried to address that and started to address that by hiring younger consultants, and the insurance industry and consulting faces a pretty big knowledge gap coming right around the corner, just as he was talking about. Most of my competitors are retirement age or very close to.
Jensen says it's important for baby boomers to pass their knowledge on to the newer generation of workers.
From a client standpoint, I've seen a lot of internal programs be developed for training and passing that knowledge. I say I've seen a lot of it, but there's still a great opportunity for employers to improve on that.
The takeaway for HR professionals: be more open-minded and take time to invest in potential employees, even if they don't come to the table with the skills they need. Burris says it's worth it for employers to train and teach those who are willing to learn.
Nija McDonald this morning. Don't forget, you can always catch up on our Courageous Conversation series by heading over to ozarksfirst.com and looking for the series on our site.